Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles the Banter, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today, folks, we got a hell of a show for y'all, but before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. So, all hell broke loose yesterday in media when Lebron made some comments after it was a victory that the Lakers came off after the Timberwolves. Exactly. It was after the Minnesota Timberwolves. And they were speaking about Anthony Edwards being ejected from the game. And then they got into this whole conversation of they asked LeBron about Anthony Edwards not wanting to be the face of the NBA. And LeBron then went on this little mini rant about how the people covering the sport, like Charles Barkley, Stephen A. Smith, those are the people he's referring to. I mean, there are only so many people that have been kind of giving off this negative energy by some of the things that they've been saying and how they've been going about it. And it's something that he didn't like, and it's something that he found to be disgusting. And then this ended up sparking a huge debate on ESPN First Take. And on ESPN First Take, to my surprise, they had Gilbert Arenas on there, right? I don't know how they timed it, but they had Gilbert Arenas on there, and they were discussing these very things that LeBron James was talking about, and Stephen A. Smith was very, very vocal, right? And other voices weighed in on it. But one of the people we didn't get a chance to hear from, was ESPN's own veteran, Mike Wilbon. Right, Mike Wilbon, we didn't get a chance to hear from him reacting to what LeBron James had to say. So yesterday, I was just kind of skimming through the web, and I came across a video from PTI, pardon the interruption. And there you had Michael Wilbon. Now, usually Wilbon and Kornheiser, they have these very short segments, like 3 minutes, 2 minute segments, quick hitters. But on this particular segment, they decided to spend a little bit more time reacting to what LeBron said, because it became the number one talking subject of the day. And as Michael Wilbon was talking, to my surprise, he actually went off on LeBron James. He actually went off on him, and he even went into this thing of, wanting to be the GOAT, inviting the GOAT conversation and all of that stuff, and then complaining about when people talk about you and all that. I was like, damn, Michael Wilbon is not holding back. So these are the comments that we want to focus on today. Before we even get into what Wilbon had to say, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, PrizePicks. PrizePicks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports with over 10 million members. PrizePicks makes it easy to get real money action on the sports and players you love. You pick more or less on at least 2 for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. For example, this week on PrizePicks, I'm looking at the upcoming NBA schedule and selecting Stephen Curry for more than 29 points and Kevin Durant for more than 27 points and Anthony Davis for more than 12 rebounds and Luka Doncic for more than 8 assists. If you're like me and you like to play safe, you'll love PrizePicks' new feature, Flex Plays. It's the safest way to play. You can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. Plus, you can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. On top of this, PrizePicks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money as quick as in 15 minutes. So download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CLNS on PrizePicks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what we want to do now is going to play exactly what Michael Wilbon had to say in response to LeBron James, and I'm going to come back and really get into the meat and potatoes of today's show. Take a listen to what he had to say here.
And I watched Channing Frye have this rant, and it was insightful. And I disagree with Channing, who I know and like tremendously. And if I was sitting with Channing and or LeBron, I would say, hold on for a second. First of all, we live in a world now in which those guys, and particularly LeBron, they know how to use and manipulate social media, but it goes both ways. It cuts both ways. And that's where a great part of the negativity is. All right? So you engage in this. We live in a world that is largely negative, having nothing to do with sports. That's the world we live in, and you live in it. And in LeBron's case, though, when you've been praised justifiably, you've earned the praise and the hundreds of millions of dollars that have started since you were 8 years old. When you put a crown on your head, do you actually believe that the rest of us are just in your kingdom to serve you? Sorry, there's criticism that comes with that. There's comparison that comes with that. I don't know that LeBron feels this way because I haven't asked him. I'd like to ask him. Is he referring to the constant comparisons of Michael Jordan? Because if he doesn't like that, too damn bad. The comparison, the constant attention, that's how you get all that money. It doesn't come from fannies and seats. Yeah. It comes from attention and eyeballs and viewership and listenership and all of that, Tony. And I just wonder, really, do you think that we're supposed to just be there in public relations terms? We're not on your payroll. We're not there just to praise you, even though that's what I think celebrities of every generation think at the height of their powers. By the way, real quickly, Draymond Green criticized the game and was quote unquote negative about the style of the game. Where's that coming from? A player, a colleague, a friend of his. So there's so many layers to this, Tony. I could go on forever. Let me shut up.
I'm not going to talk much because I'd rather hear from you because you are, you think Michael Jordan is by far the greatest player ever lived. I want to get to that from you. But I would just say that this came as news to me. I really wasn't aware. I watch this network a lot, and other than one or two people that you and I both like a lot who are great reporters, I don't hear a lot of criticism of the league at all. And I would say that if Channing Frye is right, that all there is negativity out there, then I guess I wonder, why are there so many shows devoted to the NBA, and why are there networks willing to pay billions of dollars to put the NBA on? I mean, to me, you wouldn't do that unless somebody liked the product in its current form. I'll just take 25 seconds here to say another part of this criticism. Do people like you and I like players from yesteryear? Sure we do.
Yeah.
And we like Wilt, and we like Russell, and we like Julius Erving and Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan and Larry Bird and people like that. But don't we also like players of now?
Yes.
I think that Steph Curry and LeBron James are historically important and great players.
They are.
I think that Giannis and Jokic are getting to that point, and maybe down the road, Wembanyama and Gilgeous-Alexander are going to be like that. And my advice, I think, is sort of similar to yours. If Channing Frye's point is, that they get all this criticism, do you just want to be praised and never criticized? Then you know what? Don't turn on television and
get
don't
off social
read the
media.
internet.
Get off social media, Tony. And that is a big part of this.
When you are the face of the league, the result is $1 billion worth of contracts.
And Ant-Man, by the way, is trying to be the face of the league because he's got every commercial in the world. And he should do it. And he should get the money because he's earning it. And last thing about LeBron. LeBron, nobody's been praised as much as LeBron. Justifiably the last 20 years, he's earned it. He's earned every shred of it. And nobody's better, by the way, in media post-game than LeBron. Maybe ever. LeBron's been doing this for 45 years. LeBron may be the best ever at it. So I'd like to talk to him some more and hear some specifics and things that he might be unhappy with.
But you're a Jordan guy. You're a Jordan guy.
Yes, Michael Jordan's the greatest player ever. And if LeBron can't stand it that everybody doesn't have that opinion, too damn bad. Sorry, we're not obliged. We're not. And that conversation about Jordan and LeBron, I was at Prime 112 in Miami the other night. Who's the rapper? Slim Thug, I think is his name. I didn't even know him. He stopped me, and you know what he said? Hey, Mike, we got to talk about something, LeBron or Jordan. I go, really? Really? It's 1 o'clock in the morning on a Friday night on Miami Beach. We got to have this conversation. And you know what? We did. Well, you know what else? It's good for the league. It's good for the league.
Why are you out at that hour?
Huh?
It's too late.
I'm not sleeping 5 hours like you.
So you heard what Michael Wilbon had to say. What are my thoughts on this? I think he brought up some succinct points. Number one, LeBron invited a lot of this on himself by calling himself the chosen one. Like when he said, I didn't pick myself, I was like, bro, come on. Like, oh my God, man, this dude. And then he goes, what do you want? Do you want us to always say positive things about you and blah, 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 blah. And, the Michael Jordan thing and all of that. What do you want from us? Let's go through the history of the sport. Let's look at some of the biggest names in basketball over the last 30, 40 years. Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James. Out of all of these guys that I've mentioned, who's the one that's always complaining about something? Who's the one? Who's the one that's always turning himself into the victim? Who's the one? How you are that wealthy and that powerful, but still yet a victim is unbelievable to me. It's just unbelievable. LeBron is a victim to circumstances that he himself created. He is. Number two, these guys, as I said yesterday, have propped up the sport for a long time. But they realize that the standard is beginning to diminish. Yesterday, when Stephen A. Smith was responding to LeBron James on ESPN, all of his fans flooded the comment section talking about proving my point. What point did he prove? What point did Stephen A. Smith prove? That he didn't want to agree with you? And therefore, because he didn't want to agree with you, you proved his point? What? These dudes are a cancer to the sport. They are, man. They're not here to prop up the sport. They're not here to push it forward. They're not here to make it better for anybody. They're just here for LeBron James, and that's it. That's all it's about. That is all it's about. It's the media's fault that the league and the players don't care anymore. It's the media's fault. Them pointing it out, they're the bad guys. So then the question then becomes, what culpability do you have in all of this? None, right? None of this is your fault. It's somebody else's fault. As usual. It's always somebody else's fault. It's interesting. You know, it's interesting. Talking about sports over these years, I've really kind of gained an understanding of the psychological makeup of an NBA player. It's something unique from any other type of individual I've closely observed. NBA players are unique in this way. I don't know if they want to be coddled. I don't know if they have this thing of wanting people to baby them. I really don't understand it. I don't understand this kind of victimhood that they try to play on themselves and woe is me and all of that. They a lot of them do a good job. You will seldom find an NBA player that will step to the front and say, hey man, we screwed this up. It's like accountability just is not their friend. It's a unique kind of psychological makeup. It's really interesting, these guys. It's really interesting. But what if they think that they're going to try to convert us to their way of thinking? It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. We're not going to see eye to eye on this. We're just not going to see eye to eye, and that's it. I'm sorry. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you guys on the next show, and I'm out. Peace.